after doing a little bit more digging, I think it's fair to say that we cannot have a Senate Majority Leader, a person with that much power, that has dizzy spells every time he talks before the people. Yes, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, 81 years old. I know they don't want to talk about the whole age thing, but and they think it's ageism, but no, it's just truth and honesty. The age thing is being talked about in regard to Biden finishing his run and running again at his big age of 80 something. And then Dianne Feinstein, who we've seen riding around in the wheelchair because she had to go to the hospital. Same thing with Donald Trump as well. Donald is up there in age as well, not as old as Mitch, but interestingly enough, Donald doesn't seem as old as the others. As crazy as he talks, as much as some people hate him, he seems a lot more in his own. He seems a lot more stable mentally. Well, stable is not the right word. He seems a lot more with it than Biden and Mitch and Feinstein when you're looking at them talking. Now, he has been having a little bit of slurring, mushmouth little thing going on lately. Trump has. I'm not sure. No. But Mitch McConnell, today he had an episode. He had an episode of where he was on stage talking in Kentucky, talking to some folks, answering questions. First of all, he kept having to get people to speak up because he could not hear them, even though they were yelling at the top of their lungs. They were yelling. And hearing loss isn't a bad thing. I'm 40, and you hear me say, huh? What? Huh? What did you say? But Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Senate, y'all don't understand how much majority leader of the Senate. I forgot Vice President Kamala is the head of the Senate as the vice president, but he's the minority leader of the Senate. He's the boss over the Republicans in the Senate. A lot of power comes with that. A lot of decision making, a lot of hard decisions, a lot of willing and dealing. Have y'all seen House of Cards? A lot of willing and dealing that has to go on behind the scenes to get things done, make deals. I don't know if he has the cognition. I don't know if he's able to do that at this point. He got on stage and froze. Here we go. Check it out.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
For like 30 seconds. Very scary stuff at 81 years old. I heard Dr. Gupta talk about on the interview that it doesn't seem like it's something that has to do with stroke. Doesn't seem like seizure. It seems very, he don't want to say it because you don't want to talk about people's medical stuff in public without really checking them out yourself. As a doctor, he's trying to thread the needle and saying he thinks it's Parkinsonian is the term he used, which is Parkinson. That's what I'm thinking. I ain't no doctor. I didn't go to medical school. I did watch ER and what's that? Grey's Anatomy. But I think it's very much Parkinsonian. Very much might be Parkinson. At that age, you get up there and you talking, and then it's out of the blue. This him. And you supposed to make serious decisions for your party and will and deal and represent the people of Kentucky. I don't know about this. And it bears the question. What age is too old to still be serving in public office like this in such an important position? President, head of the minority, head of the Senate, Speaker of the House. Nancy knew when to step back from the leadership position because Nancy's up there too, Pelosi, but she's still in there though. She's still in Congress. I don't know if she should be. I don't know if she's still. We don't hear her talk much. We don't hear her talk very much. And there's a reason for that, perhaps. So one thing that I'm hearing is that and doing some digging I read on when I heard about it, is that he fell in Washington. McConnell, I'm talking about. He fell and hit his head. Okay. Not only did he hit his head, which may contribute to this too, he broke ribs. At 80 something years old, you falling. They say he's fell more than once as of late this year. You fall several times, and I'm surprised he ain't broke a hip, because normally you break a hip, it's curtains, unfortunately. But I'm surprised he hadn't broke it. But you falling and hitting your head, it's almost you. Typically, who's had a grandparent that was up in age, great grandparent, and once they started falling, you start seeing that decline. And it's a very sad thing. I'm not making light of it. I'm making fun of him. You start seeing a decline. Very, very few actually rebound from that, because they're continuing to get older. And they said they don't even know if he saw a doctor the first time. And what's interesting, if you watch him, my ear keep itching. Sorry. If you watch him, when he did this, and he froze for 30 seconds or so, his staff wasn't surprised, which lets me know this is happening a whole lot. This ain't we've seen it twice. This is a normal occurrence. They used to Mitch freezing, having a dizzy spell. They used to the dizzy spells, and these dizzy spells are gonna turn into fainting spells, and fainting spells falling down gonna turn into a broken hip, and he's gonna be out of it. Unfortunately, I think they need to know when to hold them and when to fold them. They need to know when to hang the boots up. It's time to hang the boots up. It's time for McConnell to hang the boots up. Time for Biden to hang the boots up. I watched Biden the other day, and it is a po-ass shame hearing your president talk this way. Yeah, we want to make sure we really want to. It don't look powerful at all. It looks very weak, very odd, very embarrassing. It doesn't make us look good as a country when your president is shuffling across the goddamn floor and talking like this here. We want to. That's a big old. That's totally different than a president that can enunciate, has some energy to himself. It don't look good. Don't look good for either. We're gonna start seeing some dizzy spells from Biden. Biden, our president get up here at the State of the Union address, and he get up here and he talking, and with more fellow Americans, he start going into dizzy spells, fainting spells, and carrying on, falling. And the problem is that there's a machine behind each one of these guys that's pushing them on. There's a Democratic machine that wants Biden to stay in there. Anything to keep Trump from getting in there. And then I don't even know who next in line for the Democrats. A lot of people, Kamala doesn't come off as likable or electable to be president, while she's going to get it by default, perhaps, if Biden runs again and wins. I'm just saying. I ain't wishing that. I'm just saying, to be honest. And then I lost my train of thought. Ooh, dizzy spell. I dizzy spell. Anyway, so they need to get these folks. They need to let these folks go home and relax. Oh, I know what I was saying. So McConnell, there's a big Republican machine behind McConnell that wants him. He has influence. There's special interests on both sides that he has relationship with, that Biden has relationship with. They want these people to stay in position. There's power. There's corporations that want them to stay in position, no matter if they're being held up under their arms, and somebody's working their mouth. They want that position. They want them to stay in that position. I think they said Thune is next in line behind. And most people don't even know who Thune is. Behind McConnell, who is he? I know he is, but most people don't know who the heck that is. He ain't got the influence or power that McConnell has, even though McConnell is barely holding on. Barely holding on. All right, just like they did RGB, Beta Ginsburg, BG, what's his name? Ruth Bader RBG. It made her hold on to that position in the Supreme Court for as long as they could until she was out of there. She was barely holding on, creeping in all like this here, like Feinstein. can barely walk, barely talk, but making decisions at the level of Supreme Court. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just had to revisit this. I thought it was just ludicrous. Oh yeah, he said his people said, McConnell's, that he had got lightheaded. That ain't lightheaded. This ain't lightheaded. Lightheaded is, whew, this ain't lightheaded. That ain't lightheaded. It ain't lightheaded. You're lightheaded and dehydrated is what they said. BS. That's bull. That's bull. Lightheaded don't do that, do it. I ain't never had that happen when I was lightheaded and dehydrated. Why are you dehydrated? You should be drinking your what's the name of that drink? Not Metamucil, but I forgot what that drink is to keep you replenish your fluid. What's that drink? Colored drink. And I mean colored in the black sense. I mean colored in the sense of what's the name of that drink? What is it? I gotta think of it before I get out of here. Colored drink for dehydration. Let's see what the name of it is. Pedialyte. There we go. Pedialyte. You need to be drinking your Pedialyte at this age. That's all. I'm Lamb. Let me know in the comments if you think that it's time for him to get out of here. Peace out.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
yes.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question?